Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing you my guide for Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud Mode. And today we are going through Wonderland. Yes, that's what this world's called. Last time we took on Traverse Town and defeated the first boss of Traverse Town, but we have not finished the keyhole just yet. So now, since we're starting in our first real technical world, since Traverse Town's first part and Destiny Islands doesn't really have a keyhole, I don't really call them technical, like, we didn't technically finish it completely just yet. So now, what you do here is you, of course, push the bed to make sure that you can, exit out through the doorway. I'm going to be cutting out a lot of stuff because while I was editing this during, like, last weekend or whatever, I realized that there was a lot of cutscenes, especially to this particular world itself. And it kind of bugged me a lot because, like, my god, how many freaking cutscenes do you need? The thing is, I did not get all of the evidence. That's where that little box that you saw right back over there, that's what that was. If you're wondering, like, if you have not played this game yet, or if you're just, like, looking for where, all the stuff's at, I'll tell you where they're all at. It's just, I'll show you, like, 3 of them, but I do know one for sure that I missed out on because I'm a retard and didn't realize which chairs were what. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you probably know where to look for already. So, basically, in this first area right here, this might be kind of a bit of a bothersome area to some, especially myself. If you don't have potions and ethers, if you don't come prepared, you're going to get fucked over. Now, I recommend using your potions on something that's, actually well worth it, like growing huge, pretty much. One of these flowers allows you to grow huge, and I think it requires you to have a potion to do so. And that rock right there, that'll disappear later. Don't worry about that right now. For some reason, my mind was like, oh yeah, I can probably move it like I do on Destiny Islands, but then here I am trying to move it and it doesn't work, so I'm kind of an idiot. If you give this plant ether, you get what looks to be a camping set. So you can tell, like, most of the stuff's just mostly like trade-off for quote-unquote better items, even though in my opinion, I don't feel like you get any better items necessarily. Now, this room that I'm in right now, if you want to do some white mushroom grinding, this is a pretty good room to do so. Here's a second evidence, by the way. Yeah, the first 2 evidence are in the same room. There's one, I think, that's in a completely different room. At least it should be. Now, if you want to do some white mushroom grinding, the trick is, and I can vouch for this, it does work, but it's not like a guaranteed every single time you come back it works. It's more so of, like, well, here's what you basically do. Like, there's a chance that you can get it. It's a good chance to do it. If you know where a white mushroom room is at, if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you're, like, trying to white mushroom grind, which is basically a good way of getting items specifically catered towards item synthesis. So if you're not really interested in any of that stuff, I wouldn't worry about white mushrooms. I mean, that's pretty much what they're good for, is getting particular items like mystery goo and fire arts and so on and so forth. This room right here, if you leave 2 rooms and come back 2 rooms, like, you leave 2 screens and come back. So if we went back to the doorknob area and came back and just kept going back and forth, eventually the white mushrooms should spawn. Now, the only white mushrooms that spawn here, I think, are the first, it's like the first set of 3. So I think they require you to do, like, blizzard and fire. I don't think they let you do cure. I think Halloween Town lets you do, like, gravity and arrow. Specific white mushrooms just ask for specific things, and if you don't know what white mushrooms are particularly, well, all they really are just non-violent heartless that you have to basically play charades with them. And if you get, like, the correct magic 3 times in a row that they ask for, particularly if you're going for the quote-unquote arts, well, I can't say quote-unquote because that's what they're called. If you're going for, like, thunder arts or fire arts, you have to do 3 in a row of the same magic just to get that kind of art. Now, I forget what that was used for, though, but the arts in particular, that is. So there's 2 Dalmatian, well, actually, no, that's not another Dalmatian, that's a different chest. I was wrong. I was mistaken before I even caught on to it, of course. There's 1 Dalmatian set in here. Of course, if you use the Keyblade trick where you can knock yourself forward just by swinging in the air, that would actually help you get across a lot quicker. Now, while you are big, make sure you jump on that log thing over there to the side that I did. The only reason I left the room is because I was trying to grind for potions, pretty much. There was something else I wanted to do, but I didn't do it right. And actually, I didn't necessarily fuck up, because I eventually figured out a pathway that I needed to go to anyway. So, well, initially what I think I did was I think I had you hit the tree when you're big and it knocks the tree around to where you can use it as a platform. And of course, since you can pretty much jump and then, you know, swing in midair to kind of give yourself a little bit of a length to it. I should have cut this out, to be honest, but I wasn't really paying attention while I was editing this. I didn't think about it. Well, I also go back and we get some new Heartless to fight too, so there's that. We go fight some Red Nocturnes, so that's also new. Thing is, I did find the right path. I did finally get past it, even without, you know, me being able to platform on top of the tree branch itself. So you guys will get to see that later. Right now we have 2 evidence out of the 3 that we need. You only need 3, and after the 3rd one, I get Blizzard, which is going to be so helpful for the boss fight. It's going to be useful for that, if you know how to use it particularly well. At least better than I do, because I screwed up massively. But I'll tell you what you can do with it when we get to that particular boss fight. These are Red Nocturnes. I think if you knock back their attack, you should get a tech point for it, which is kind of weird because they do recover off of fire magic, and for some reason this entire time I didn't know that I had fire magic on me for whatever reason. At least I think I have fire magic. They only cast fire, so they're not really a big threat, but until we get the chain of memories, that's when they're gonna be kind of pointless, especially like when we get to like the later types. But wait, thing is, no, we did see the other. Yeah, we did see Red Nocturnes before. What am I thinking? Or no, is that the second visit? That might be the second visit I'm thinking of for Traverse Town. Yeah, I think I'm way behind. I'm way behind. Well, no, because I upload like once or twice a week for Hardcorian, and I think I'm pretty much good to go. As you can see, there is another evidence right there. I think that's the one that I might go for. I don't really recall. That should have been, because, you know, the other piece of evidence is inside of the, I think, Bazaar room. Or I don't think it's Bazaar. It's one of the rooms where you basically sit on a bunch of chairs to find the right particular chair. And I know the 2 that I sit on fucks it up completely. If you sit on one that's bad, it fucks it up all completely. But I think you can probably come back and do it again. Maybe. I haven't tested that theory. I just went on ahead anyway. I got what I wanted. I got Blizzard out of it, so I said screw it. Now, from what I remember in the original playthrough, I think, well, what I did was I had to get all 4 pieces of evidence to get Blizzard. And for some reason, I got Blizzard when I got the 3rd piece of evidence. So I don't know if it's like a random thing, or if I just got lucky or whatever, you know, out of it just being random in general, or not. But if it is, you know, sweet. But if it's not, then it ain't no big deal, I guess. So here I am being a complete retard. That room that I'm trying to go in right now is the room with the chairs for the Marion birthday stuff, and that's what I'm talking about. That's where the next piece of evidence is going to be. And there's also Dalmatians in that room, which I heard you can get the Dalmatians early, or at least I think I might have seen somebody do that before, but I don't recall how to do it. Or I think you might need Glide later for that one. Maybe. I'm just going to come back and do it later, if I remember correctly. Okay, so yeah, you can see there's these pads right here that I can jump onto. Now, I'm thinking, you know, I need to knock the tree back to where I can actually get on this platform, but you don't have to. Now, there is a hole inside of the tree that leads to, I think, another area. Maybe. But I do know that there's... Yeah, we can't jump in there. So, I think you have to turn the tree around to be able to walk into it. If that's the one I'm thinking of. I have no idea. Also, by the way, this is completely off topic, of course, like usual. I mean, this is more of a visual guide, really, than a commentary guide anyway, because... Like, what am I supposed to really talk about? You know, just give you little tips and advice of how to do specific fights. Well, I did finally finish my playthrough of God of War 1. Meaning, well, for my new PS3. Because I didn't have a save file that was already finished to do God mode, so now I do. So there's that. Actually, wait, there's more than 4 pieces of evidence then, isn't there? Yeah, because this is the 3rd one right now. And if that's the case, then... Yeah, because there's that one, there's the one on the chimney, there's the 2 in the other room, and then there's supposed to be what I believed was the one with the chair room. Well, either way, we got Blizzard, we got what I came for, so I don't really care about the other 2 pieces of evidence. And if you guys are wondering about Scan, I don't know if I talked about this yet or not. I might have. Wait, yes, I think I did, actually. It's like 9 for sword. Magic Staff. This is Final Mix wise. Magic Staff's 15 and it's 21 for shield. So there's that. So we're not going to get scanned until I get to level 21, which isn't really like a big deal. I can deal without it. You don't really need scan for anything really, besides just to kind of give you an idea of how much longer you're going to be fighting an enemy. Which, you know, I love having health bars on for any game really, just because it gives me an idea of something to kind of drive for. It's like, okay, this person's almost dead. I'm going to target this person or that person or whichever one. Now, not every game does it. I think God of War does not do that. I think God of War is just more of like, once you get them in circle prompt, you know they're pretty much close to dead anyway. So, I tried to traverse back into this room, thinking that I could possibly, you know, get back to that other piece of evidence. I keep wanting to call it presents, but they're not. I did miss a few things. I'm sure I probably missed a few chests, but I'm not here to get all the chests. I'm mostly here just to beat the game on proud mode. And of course, you know, having better items or other specific things do kind of help, you know, along the main journey, but I feel like most of what's going to help me is abilities. So, leveling up and trying to get the best abilities I can, which more than likely I will be able to. I don't have a recommended level yet. I haven't really, you know, necessarily got to the final boss area just quite yet. I'm still like 5 episodes in. This is the 3rd episode right now that's been edited, and I have not edited 4 or 5 yet, so I'm kind of not too far in the game yet. I haven't really been playing it very much. The best thing about doing post-com is recording. Like, once you're actually recording the game, you know, you're having fun playing it, and then editing is just the worst part. I hate editing so much. Now, I want to say something real quick. Be careful on this fight. This fight is so obnoxious, because what you have to do is you have to attack these 3 different, like, pinwheel things on the tower. And, of course, with the damn card guards coming in your way and doing tons of damage to you, it's kind of hard to do that. Of course, there's a little bit of leniency to it, to where you can actually hit the thing. And every time you do break it, it does drop, like, MP balls, and I believe it drops also health balls, too. Well, I don't believe it actually was showing up right there. If you knock these guys out, you can't kill them. You can only knock them out. And also, you can't break out Donald and Goofy if you got them trapped inside of the cage. Now, as far as I know, getting locked in the cage, if Donald and Goofy get locked in the cage, you're basically stuck without them. Now, of course, they're not really going to be of much help anyway, besides, you know, Donald being able to cure you, but that's not going to come until later anyway. So, really, this fight is just more of just you doing what you're doing, and that's about it. There's nothing to this at all, really. As far as I know, I don't know if you can break the cage or not. I've not really tried. So if you guys want to test that theory out yourselves, you totally can, but I have no, you know, knowledge of it. Of course, we break it down, get some experience from it. For some reason, we blow up a tower and we get experience from that. I don't know why. I did cut out a certain I cut out cutscenes. That's what it was. And then now we're gonna head into the Lotus Forest once again. And now, what basically the Queen wants us to do, I think, is find. Well, basically, what we're doing, I should say, is trying to get the Trickmaster to come out, because the Trickmaster is kind of the one. Was he behind this? It's hard to say, really. I don't know. I forget what she was fucking bitching about anyway. I honestly hate. Okay, this world's nice to play through, but just the story was so obnoxious, and I personally do not like Alice in Wonderland Disney. It just is so. I don't know. And there's also that one Alice in Wonderland movie with what's his name? Fuck. Johnny Depp, that's what it was. And like the Queen had like this giant ass CG ass head, and just people with giant heads just for some reason just piss me off, even like twice as much as a normal person, you know. Thing is about Red Nocturnes though, is if you use Blizzard on them, you do a weakness damage to them, which for some reason they took that out inside of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I think. Well, because you get type points in this game, but in Chain of Memories you don't really get type points anymore. It's just more of like, I think you do more damage actually. Yeah, I think you do more damage based on like type. I'm thinking of something else then, aren't I? I have no clue. But basically I just said screw the Red Nocturne, screw that fight, I'm just gonna leave. And this room right here, I don't know why I didn't cut most of the stuff out, but it doesn't really matter. Now, be careful of the chairs. That's the thing. There's a specific chair that you're supposed to sit in that would actually unlock the next piece of evidence. I think it's the big comfy chair right here that might be the one that I sit in that screws up the entire thing. Because I get a couple that work for me. Like this one right here, I think works because you get like a. Looks like I got an item there. Yep. I don't remember what it was though. Elixir. Okay. And then if I think I sit in this one, and this one might be the bad one. Yes. Don't sit in the giant comfy chair. I think it's the comfy chairs. So I think there's like 2 comfy chairs that you're not supposed to sit in. Donald and Goofy don't really matter. They can sit in whatever chair they feel like. But that's just the rules of Wonderland in general. That's the rules of this world particularly. It's just, it's so freaking ass stupid, you know. It's so asinine on what they have you do. It's just, some things are retarded. Thing is, I do like American McGee's Alice. I like those kinds of games. I haven't beaten the first one yet, but I've beaten Madness Returns like once, like a long time ago when I borrowed it from my cousin. And I recently bought it not too long ago, trying to go back through it again, and hopefully trying to beat Nightmare Mode so I could do it for the channel. But we'll see. We'll see about that. The first one's actually kind of difficult, I think. So in this room, we have to light these candles. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And once we light the candles, you go back to the main room, and then there you can go fight Trickmaster. Of course, I would recommend probably trying to grind up a little bit if you wanted to, or just try to go get some items or something, like some potions and elixirs and what have you. That way, because more than likely you're going to take some damage. Unless you're like a freaking pro player or whatever, then you'll be fine, but I don't trust myself enough, so I had to have a few potions on hand, just in case, until I get Cure. Which we get in Deep Jungle, or after Deep Jungle, I should say. So once we get there, we should be fine. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember which one it was. I think Deep Jungle might be the next world we go to, and oh my god, that's going to be a pain in the ass to edit. This episode right here was a pain in the dick to edit. If you guys can't tell already, by all the amount of editing I've done already, like cut all that stuff, then just wait till we get to Deep Jungle. That, my god. Freaking Stealth Sneak just wrecked my ass. Trickmaster wrecked my ass. I think it took me 30 minutes to fight him. Like, just 30 whole plain minutes just to finally take him down. It was ridiculous. So on this side right here, we're going to get some, I think, like a Thunder Gummy. And on the other side of this, like, grassy wall thing, there are Dalmatians. Now, there's another way to get to them. I just didn't do it because my brain was just like, I want to beat this. I want to get this done. Let's just go fight the Trickmaster now. And that's what I did. Of course, I didn't save the game because I was thinking, like, I'm doing this from, like, one recording. So why even bother putting up with another recording? Now, I think, yeah, it was Deep Jungle that had more than one part. Okay. I was kind of worried. I was like, hopefully this doesn't have more than one part. But if it did, it would be stupid of me not to put it in. Because clearly, you know, I have a fade out at the end of the video already. I have the video already edited, so. Alright, here we go. This is Trickmaster. He's the boss of the world. Basically, this is where the keyhole is going to be located, which is going to be inside the doorknob. So once, you know, you finish off the keyhole, that's going to set the world as completed. And the thing is, you can jump on the table without the chair. Now, what I recommend you use to your advantage is you see that little, like, shelf over there next to the chairs? Try to get the Trickmaster to run over there and then jump on that platform instead of using the table. Because I feel like this is a little bit easier to get to him. Thing is, fire doesn't seem to really work. I wouldn't worry about fire. I think he might be... He's either immune to it or he might recover from it, so I wouldn't recommend using it. Unless he doesn't recover or anything like that, then, you know, fine, go ahead. But I'd say, anyway, just try to save up your magic. Because eventually he's going to walk over to the stove and light his little, like, batons on fire. And if you put out the batons with Blizzard, which I think doesn't really do damage to him unless you hit him, of course. If you put those out, you will get tech points for it. I don't remember how much, it's like a couple points, but hey, you know, the more the merrier. Thing is with the Trickmaster is he has this, like, deflect thing on the bottom of his feet. So basically you can't attack his feet. You have to attack him from his waist up. Which is unfortunate, which is why you have to platform to get to this boss, which is why he's personally one of my least favorite bosses. And it's funny, both my brother and my friend both have quit playing Kingdom Hearts 1 when they got to Wonderland. Like, Wonderland is one of those worlds, apparently, that just makes people so pissed off that they just want to quit. And I understand why. If it's because of the Trickmaster, or if it's because of the maze-like, you know, trying to figure out where to go kind of crap, I get it. I honestly think that Wonderland is one of the worst of the first worlds you can go to. Now, if they would have put it maybe after, like, Agrabah, you know, like, maybe second tier world, because at this point, you know, you're kind of used to the bullshit that the game gives you anyway, then maybe it might be a little bit better, and maybe it might be a little easier to handle, especially since you're going to have probably better magic and better abilities at this point. Now, even though the Trickmaster does destroy the table, doesn't mean he doesn't destroy the chair. He can destroy either one, of course, but if he destroys the table, he'll probably take a while before he destroys the chair anyway. Now, once you see him doing a particular move, like once he's kind of like starting to charge up like an attack like that, you want to get behind the chair and then run for cover, because there's sometimes he'll shoot off one big ball blast, but he'll do something like this where he'll just like continuously launch a couple fireballs here and there. And then once he's doing that, I recommend hiding behind the chair, because the chair will actually give you a nice bit of iframes. And something's going on with the video. I don't know if it's the video itself or if it's maybe Sony Vegas that's screwing up. I can't tell. Well, either way, it looked like the video paused there for a second, so I'm sorry if that's actually happening on the video or not. I'm going to go back and make sure. It must just be my computer probably just fucking up in Sony Vegas. Because, like, the cursor's still moving, but the video is stopping, and I don't know why. But yeah, as you see there, I got Tech 3 right there, so 3 points of Tech. This is pretty much all you're doing. So even if the video is screwing up right now, I apologize if it is. I don't know. I'll have to find out. It wasn't when I was watching, at least, I don't think. This is pretty much all you do. Once he gets to the second phase of fire launching, he's kind of a dick. But there are spots where you can hide at, and preferably the chair is one of them. So just come over here, hide behind this, and you should be fine. I wonder if most of this is probably because it's cut out of different pieces of the video. So it took me like, oh my god, I don't know how many tries. Probably like 10 or so tries just to fucking take him down, dude. It was ridiculous. Thing is, when he's doing that baton, like, swinging thing right there, he doesn't do any... He can't... Like, while you're on his ass, like, while you're hitting him, like, right there up and close and personal, he can't hit you. So that's also another good trick, too. And looks like we finished him off pretty soon, because he's almost down. Again, like I said, just hide behind the chair to be on the safe side, because you kind of want to predict what he's about to do, and... Oh, there we go. That's the end of Trickmaster, so we can HP up, and everybody else gets some new abilities and such, and... That's the end of Wonderland. So we finish out the world, and we're going to head into, I think, Agrabah next, maybe? I don't remember. We'll find out. Either way, folks, without further ado, I will see you all next time when we play some more Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. And as always, take care, everybody.